flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Welcome to the September 4th, man, that's hard to say, September, 2018 Bryan City Council meeting. First on the agenda tonight, we would like the council to approve the minutes from the August 20th, 2018 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes. Next on the agenda is hearing of public concerns. Having none, we will move on. Next is an ordinance. Lori, would you please number and read?
Ordinance number 30, 2018. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Griffin Paving Incorporated for the project known as WIL-127-2.28 PID 106399.
Mr. Wheelan?
Good evening. Bids were received on this project for a second time. The first time, as you remember, we received no bids because we tried to do the time constraints of getting it done this year, and that didn't work. So we extended the bid date out a little bit, and about $1.599 million is the bid. Of that, $1,219,313 will be paid for by the Ohio Department of Transportation, which was 95% of the original estimate. Of course, the original estimate was done a year ago. Since then, petroleums went up, fuels went up, everything else has went up. So the balance of the $379,000 approximate dollars we will pick up out of the general fund. Excuse me, out of the 401, or 0.5%, I should say. So with that, I recommend you suspend the rules and approve this contract. They may get some of the work done this fall yet. We're not sure. One side of me doesn't want to have them start anything because it keeps Lori's audit cleaner. But if they do happen to start this year, I can't really tell them they can't, and if they will, they would just get some curb work done and some of the structures, the manholes and catch basins replaced yet this year. So then first thing in the spring, they'd be ready to roll on it and get going on it. So with that, I would request you suspend.
Brian, can you help remind
yes.
Senior citizen here, the beginning and end, I told us, but I can't remember.
Approximately in front of Arby's,
okay.
At the south end, and we are going to stop just south of the Ford dealership, okay, where the concrete starts.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
On Main Street.
Yeah.
Main Street.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And with a project like this, we have to have the money up front and then we get reimbursed.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So Lori's got a couple of other items here after this that sets the process for that. But the money will be in place here shortly once the meeting's over. So.
Okay.
Any other questions, council?
I move that we suspend.
I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
I'll second.
Oh, go ahead.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is a resolution. Lori, would you number and read, please?
Resolution number 24, 2018, a resolution providing for an interfund cash advance. This is a cash advance from the 0.5% income tax fund to the 405 Main Street Project Fund for $1,219,313. Upon completion of the project, this money will be reimbursed from the state of Ohio and put back into the fund to make everything whole. And this is the piece where Bryan says it's caused us a little bit of hiccup on the audit because we have to handle in advance differently when you're closing the books. So it does give us a few extra steps we have to go through. But we've already conferred with the auditors and let them know this was coming down the pike.
I'll move to suspend. I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes. Okay, next on the agenda is another ordinance. Lori?
Ordinance number 31, 2018, an ordinance providing for the transfer of funds for the City of Bryan for the month ending September 30th, 2018. This is a transfer request of $400,000 from the 1% income tax fund to the 101 general fund for general spending purposes. A transfer request of $70,000 from the 1% income tax fund to 203 motor vehicle street fund for general spending purposes, and a transfer of $379,995.90 from the 0.5% income tax fund to the 405 Main Street project fund, and this is the city's portion of the Main Street project. Total amount of transfer requested, $849,995.90.
Move to suspend.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Move to approve. I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes. Next is another ordinance. Lori?
Ordinance number 32, 2018, an ordinance providing for annual appropriations for the city of Bryan for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2018, and declaring an emergency. This is an appropriation request from the 405 Main Street project for project construction. Total amount of appropriation requested, $1,599,308.90.
I'll move to suspend.
Second.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes. Okay, number 7 is a resolution. Lori?
Resolution number 25, 2018. A resolution approving the community reinvestment area tax exemption application is submitted by Peters Real Estate.
Mr. Whelan?
This is for the structure behind the subway building on South Main Street. Dr. Peters has intention of, I believe, moving his business up in there. And with that, he's going to invest approximately $800,000 in the facility on top of what he already has in as far as paying for it. That includes fixtures and everything like that. But $650,000 will be the building expansion, renovation, and site work. So with that, it's over the $500,000 limit. So we, as long as we can recommend a 10-year tax abatement on it because it's over the $500,000. We'll still have to verify once the construction is done that everything has been completed before we actually finalize all the paperwork. But this is the first step in it, is you guys authorizing us to start the process with it.
This is all part of, we vacated an alley.
Correct, correct. Yep, we vacated an alley. You guys have seen, I think, some drawings on there before of what he's going to do, improve the parking lot, improve the building, and so on. So, but just with that, with our community reinvestment area, we do allow for this process, and we will offer him the 10-year abatement because he does meet the threshold of over $500,000.
Mr. Betts, thank you for the catch earlier. Mayor.
My pleasure.
I'll move to suspend.
Second.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Willis?
Council, you should have a letter in front of you from Stan Neihart. After 30 years of service with the police department, he has decided to retire. That was effective Sunday, September 2nd, 2018. I'd just like to ask council to accept his retirement.
With regret and with best of luck in his new endeavors, I move to accept his retirement.
I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes. Okay.
And then council, at this time then, I'd like to recommend that Stan Neihart be appointed to the reserve officer status with the Bryan Police Department. This would have been effective September 3rd, 2018. Stan will maintain his peace officer certification through the police department to hold the position of school resource officer. and be employed by the Bryan City Schools. He will not be compensated by the city of Bryan in any way, and the 96-hour requirement for reserves will be waived.
So move.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
have a question.
Yes.
How is it going out there with the reserve officers? Pretty good?
Very good. We've had a lot of good comments, a lot of good feedback from the teachers and students.
Okay.
They're getting along real good.
Okay.
Yes, my wife told me that today one of her kids came up to her and said, "That guy's got a gun."
Out of the mouth of a first grader.
First grader, so.
Well, we've actually got a high schooler here. How are you experiencing it? Has it been a positive change for you guys? Good. Glad to hear it.
Thank you, Chief.
Not to put you on the spot, just to,
But she did.
but I'm known for that sometimes.
Okay. Mr. Engstrom?
Good evening. On September 11th, Bryan Caudill will have completed his one-year probation period, and I'm asking that he be reclassified from a vehicle operator trainee to a vehicle operator.
So moved.
Second.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Siders?
Good evening.
Evening.
I guess I'd like to ask council how you want to proceed. Do you want to do all these at once under the change? Or do you want to do them individually?
I think
All at
do the two
once.
change and then the
Yeah.
two higher.
Okay,
Is
now
that
I got
fair?
four,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got four change.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I got to find my
You did
adaptive.
four change, two new.
Yes. All right. So first of all, I have tonight to present to you firefighter EMT Elijah Partee. Eli has completed his 12-month probation with the fire department as of September 5th, which is tomorrow. Eli has met all of his requirements for probationary firefighter EMT, and he's doing a really good job for us. I would like for Eli to be placed on regular employment as a career firefighter with the fire department. The next one that I have is Colton Myers. Colton has completed his probationary period as of tomorrow, or actually, he completed his probationary period August 7th, but due to an oversight on my part, we're going to get him into regular status as of tomorrow on September 5th. Again, Colton has completed his probationary period with us, and I'd like to bring him on as regular status. The next one that I have for you is Jill Davis. Jill has completed her probationary period as of August 22nd, and I would like for her to be placed into regular status effective tomorrow. And then finally, with the change statuses, Kevin Anthony. Kevin will have completed his probationary period on Thursday the 6th, so I would like for him to be placed in regular status as of September 6th.
Where does that bring us?
We have 24 on the department. That's where we're at presently.
Good.
And you're comfortable with?
40.
Hey, we're getting
I'm not going to lie to you.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Yep, we're gaining.
I move to accept.
I'll second.
Chiefs.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Okay, and then tonight I bring before you two individuals to be appointed as probationary volunteer firefighters with the fire department. First is Drew Short. Drew has successfully passed his background investigation and is finishing up his physical this week. Not anticipating anything strange or out of the ordinary popping up. And then also Devin Johnson. I'd like for Devin to also be appointed as a probationary firefighter. He too is finishing up his physical. So both of them will start their class this Saturday, so out of the frying pan and into the fire.
That could be a bad pun, actually.
Could be a good one, too.
Into the fire. I move that we accept that recommendation, those recommendations also.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, we'll go around the room. Chief Willis, anything else? Mr. Whalen?
Yep, I have one thing. I was talking with Mr. Betts, beginning of the meeting tonight, and he just wanted me to remind everyone that with the political season coming up, that the city of Bryan does have rules and regulations regarding sign placement. We want them behind the sidewalk, so many feet off the property line, and we also have sizes that we are restricted to, and also a length of time. So any political candidate that might be running or want to put some type of political sign out, please contact the zoning administrator, the city of Bryan, which is Andy Waterston, and he will direct you down the right path. So I believe, does that answer?
Yeah, I think it's both a political and social.
Yeah, it'd be temporary signs.
Any
following
kind
the
of
social.
temporary sign that deals with, I don't know,
Anything.
water.
Yeah,
Whatever.
those should be behind the sidewalk easement.
Yes.
Those don't have a time restriction, though.
No, I don't believe they do. No, but either way,
Thank you.
that took care of it.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Don't know. Okay. Mr. Engstrom? Chief Siders?
Although hopefully it's going to rain and start cooling off on Thursday, with this extreme heat that we're having, check on those who do not have air conditioning, our senior citizens and such. Make sure that they are doing okay. We sure don't want to have to come out and visit them because they're having a bad day. So give them a call, make sure they're doing okay, make sure that they've got fans or something so that they can stay cool through this very hot period. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Whalen?
I would just echo Mr. Hoopie's comments as far as accepting Stan Nyhart's resignation with regret. He's been an asset to the city for 30 years. I think he will be an asset as he transitions to the school resource officer. I think it'll be a good step, but he will be missed. And also, that is happy to see, just happy to see that Mr. Peters is making a significant investment in downtown Bryan. I think that's encouraging, and it's encouraging when you see the extra traffic around the square from the new businesses that have been opened up. So that's it. Thank you.
Mr. Betts?
Just a couple of things. One is that I think Chief Siders mentioned checking in on senior citizens on heat, especially if they are not in air conditioning. I think that also, what I was thinking about, especially as I saw the city employees and Tyson's group going around picking up my refuse, that they also need to make sure they're being, I'm sure they are, but to remind them to keep hydrated, because it is a very dangerous thing, and when it gets to a certain point of heat stroke, it can be extremely dangerous. Also, I wanted to say that the 127 project and other projects like that, for the people that are listening, you need to understand that's a lot of work on our current manager, Bryan Whelan, and his staff, and all the grants that come in. That's just, you know, you start talking about getting 1.5 million and 95% of it paid for, and you go, oh, that's good. No, that's not good. That's great. That's outstanding. So I think we need to have hats off to them. And this was not orchestrated. I actually have it written down. That I wanted to also thank all of those who are investing in Bryan, especially, as we've already mentioned before, my intent is not to leave anybody out, but just the people, the ones that hit me right off the bat. Cora's, the Churn, which I talked with the husband and wife team this last week, and they are closing in on a opening date downtown, and I personally wanted to thank them, and I did. They offered me ice cream, and I turned it down. That's very difficult for someone like me. And also the Peters and Bards. I mean, we have so many people that find Bryan worth investing in, and you know, not to downgrade any of the other ones, but Bards had the opportunity. They could go someplace that actually would make more sense in terms of logistics for them, and their commitment to Bryan is outstanding, absolutely outstanding, and it's going to continue to bring in people, high-tech jobs, and people for Bryan, and I want to thank them for that. That's it.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay.
Ms. Leather?
I would also like to wish Stan Nyhart the best of luck in his new endeavor, and also encourage people to check on the elderly and the pets that are outside, that not all pets are inside like mine is. And also, if anyone's looking for anything to do on Saturday, September 15th at 7:30, there's going to be a cleanup Bryan around the square. They're going to hopefully keep it just around the square, but if we have enough people, we're going to go outside the square. So we really want to definitely beautify Bryan, and that's it.
I just want to say, you know, of course, you know, my notes to Stan Nyhart, but as far as Bryan is concerned, in Bryan's future, and kind of echoing what Mr. Betts said, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of good things going on. We're looking at, when you talk to realtors, they're saying there's not enough housing in Bryan, that there's nothing for sale, which is, there's people looking for housing in Bryan. That's a good thing. That means that there needs to be some building going on, and I think that the time is right for that. The economic development people here on council are working to try to get some things, some energy to continue to grow. We've got some energy in the town. We've got other groups that are working very, very hard to get things rolling in town. And if people think that Bryan is dead, hang on to your hats, because there's a lot that is coming down the pike, so be ready.
Lori?
I'd just like to say I'm going to miss Stan a lot in the city. He's a great officer, and it was fun to know him, and he's been doing a great job at the schools too, I'm sure.
I would just echo that.
Mayor?
I actually have quite a bit. First of all, I was going to announce the Bryan Cleanup Day for Saturday, September 15th. They are looking for any kind of volunteers. Again, that starts at 7:30, a meet at the chamber for coffee and light breakfast. 8 a.m. the teams and assignments will be given. And 11 o'clock they're going to gather at the bandstand afterwards. Bring your gloves, brooms, rakes, scoop shovels if you haven't. There's a Facebook page called 2018 Bryan Cleanup that you can register on if you would like. Children of appropriate age are welcome to help as well. I know the Chief Siders has been contacted, and he's going to let them use some of our 2-inch water hoses to clean off the sidewalks. So those will be delivered or picked up. Another thing I know you guys have noticed over the past few months, the changes in the building with security. We now have someone monitoring the door down there with a metal detector. And an extra step of that, the building hours will be changing. This is something, Max, I'd like you to note in the paper if you wouldn't mind. It will be open from 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, effective September 18th. Right now, we open at 8, so that is going to change when people come and pay their utility bills. It will not be until 8:30. We waited until now because Lori wanted to make sure that the bills reference that on the bottom, and we've got a new stock of those, so people are now getting those in their monthly bills, that the office hours are 8:30 to 4:30, and that's the entire building. I already said everything I needed to say to Stan Nyhart, but I certainly wish him well. He will be missed on our department. Certainly a staple for me when I started waitressing in the 90s in Bryan, and he was working security at Moore's. I would also like to welcome the Dye family here. They're observing council. They came before. Jacob has been sworn in as a reserve officer. Council had approved his hire at the last meeting. Certainly encouraged by the younger generation still engaging in being law enforcement. Definitely a need that we have in law enforcement and firefighting. So we appreciate that, and we welcome you to Bryan. The other thing I have is kind of an update with the aquifer. I have had about 18 different government bodies send me their resolutions in opposition to date. I know there are more out there. Some of them are sending them to other places, which is fine. I'm not quite sure how I became the assignee, but I did, and that's okay. They are from all over, and not just Williams County, but parts of Michigan, Indiana, Defiance County. You would actually be pretty surprised the people that we're hearing from in government entities that are opposed to the sale of the water outside of the bounds. I will also tell you, I spoke to the EPA in the Bowling Green office today, and Artesian of Pioneer has filed something. The paperwork was not necessarily complete, so it's not available online yet. But I have sent all of the resolutions in opposition that I have received to Senator Rob McCauley and State Rep Jim Hoops. They forward them on to the Columbus directors of ODNR and EPA. So all of the communication on our end, I feel like, is being pretty smoothly transferred. I do want to encourage people. There's a lot of things on social media. Please do not threaten Mr. Kidston, his family, his employees, any of that. When the location, if they decide to disclose the location of the wells, please do not harass the farmers. Please do not do anything to damage the test wells. Honestly, that could deal and result in contamination for the entire aquifer. So if you think of sneaking out there at 3 a.m., please don't. Outside of that, I think that was my long laundry list of things. It's your turn.
Problem with going last, everything I wanted to say, everybody else has already said it, so. I would also like to congratulate Jacob Dye, and thank you very much for the service that you're going to give to the city. We appreciate it. Stan Nyhart, the city's loss is the school's gain, I'll tell you, because he was a very good policeman. And also congrats to all the new fire people that we have. I think it's wonderful. It's good to see some people finally stepping up and doing this. And I know that makes Chief Siders feel good.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for coming.